Welcome back to Wise Up Biz Talk, where they find a business lesson in everything and help you wise up. Let's get started with your hostesses, Em and Kim.
All right, Kim, I want to talk to you. Have you seen that movie, The Greatest Showman?
Oh my God, I love it.
It is such a good show.
Yes.
I love that movie. I know it's kind of older.
That was just like, what, 2 years? What are you talking about older? Like, it been out for a while or what?
No, just like it didn't come out last weekend.
Well, I mean, 2 years?
But I think what I really like about it is some of the business principles built within it.
Yeah.
Like P.T. Barnum was probably...
He was like a genius in
business.
marketing.
He was very well known in business because he did business differently.
And then I think he branded himself so everybody know him for a certain
type of business.
Yes, correct.
Well, I want to like kind of talk about that because I love The Greatest Showman. I think first of all, I love the soundtrack.
Yes.
But I'm always jamming to that. But I kind of like to see a lot of business aspects that you can apply to your business as well. You know, I think one of the cool things that he did is he identified a niche market, like an underserved market.
And he filled the gap.
And he filled that gap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See a need, fill a need kind of thing, right? So he, back in those times, only the wealthy would go to like the opera and the theater and stuff like that. But he was like, what about the everyday people?
The working class.
The working class. Even if he didn't make as much money per sale, he could appeal to a larger group of people that also would be interested in that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think now I'm not going to go, again, we're going to put a disclaimer here because we know there's animals and stuff like that involved at some point, but we're just talking about the overall business. So in your business, what needs are you filling, and do your clients know it, or do your prospective clients know it? Because, sometimes when you ask somebody to pitch you or sell you on something, that you're kind of like, okay.
Hesitating or stumble.
Or they're just not getting to the point.
Oh, okay.
So
like beat around the bushes kind of thing?
Yeah, kind of. Like they're telling you this whole story and you're like, okay, just sell me the damn
Just
thing.
get to the point.
Sell me the pen.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like whatever. I mean, you should be able to sell anything, right? But okay, so I really thought that was a good business principle to take away from The Greatest Showman. What about you?
About like how to find talents among your employees, or maybe training them a certain talent or a certain specialty, like how you want them to specialize in your field or give them the knowledge,
right,
training
them.
Like
what was it,
because he got the
midget.
The midget, Tom Thumb or something like that. He was training that person how to sing, how to dance, how to entertain people.
Right. And that wasn't really his specialty. No. He just had this, this certain look. And he's like, well, how can I utilize this look to benefit the entire organization? So I think...
So let's talk about like a call center or like an office, like a salesperson. Right. So if, let's say my employee do not really meet my expectation in closing or the number of sales that person's supposed to do.
What do? Do you just fire them?
No, I mean, what if they don't know or what they lacking? So maybe you have to do some role playing with them, train them,
or train them in something knowledge that they're strong at. Because, like, for example, in the insurance industry or any kind of product driven. Like, some people are better at selling over the phone. Some people are better at selling in person.
Face-to-face.
And it's about building that person strengths and putting them in that spot, or taking the time and investing in training them how to do it in whatever field you want. But I think for him, he capitalized on, look, you have the look that can draw people, but you don't have any talent. So now I'm going to show you how to be a true entertainer so that you have the look and the value. So you want to bring the most valuable parts of your team or your individuals out. Like, some people are not great salespeople, but they're great at training people. So maybe you're a trainer, not a salesperson. Maybe you're you focus more on products. Like you're really good at products, and then when you teach me the product, I'm pretty good about how to make it apply to people. How does it apply? What do people need to hear? How to overcome those objections? Because I tend to ask you these weird questions about the product, right? So that's just kind of, helping you build your business is helping build your team.
Correct.
So you're right. He did do that really well. What was the other thing that he did that you thought?
Marketing. Did we talk about marketing?
No, we didn't talk about it yet.
So how he used headlines, like great headlines to attract people, attract the crowds, something unique. Marketing, and he utilized marketing really well. I think it was back in the 1800s, and he's already using marketing.
Well, and marketing, when you're going after your niche, it's like, well, what would catch their attention? What would catch their eye? And first of all, at that time, the working class people didn't have all these avenues of entertainment because it was unaffordable. So he found an affordable way. He caught their eye with what they call freaks, but they're not. They're people, right? So
so he used headline, and so it's called avatar. So you have to know who your avatar is. So if in our situation or in my line of business, my avatar is the senior market, so I have to talk in their language.
Right.
Well,
and also when we advertise in the Medicare market, we have to do it in a certain font, in a certain color, and a certain font size. I mean, we have to take a lot of things into consideration because you have to embody your avatar. And we're not talking about the Blue Alien movie. We're talking about your niche. But also you need your niche to be pretty specific, right? Because if you're just like, I can do everybody. We can sell health insurance to everybody.
No, it's not true. Because those that currently working in a job that have insurance to work, they don't need it.
You don't know that. You can do indemnity plans. You can do accident plans. You can do other types of things related to things that we can sell them a product.
Yeah, but whenever you market, you want to market a certain product. You don't want to market everything and lump sum everything in one market. That get people confused.
It gets people confused because, and that's what I'm saying is like, we can sell something to everybody, but doesn't mean our marketing should look
pieces.
Like that.
Different marketing pieces.
It's like, okay, for example, I have a friend who's a realtor. She's just getting started, and she's really good. I really love her. I think she has a lot of potential, and she's learning a lot, right? And so she, is really good because she's family oriented. And, being in Houston, we have a lot of people moving in and out of Houston constantly. We have a lot of relo companies and a lot of relo packages coming in and out of Houston with these families. And so I'm like, why don't you do a marketing plan related to people who are relocating here and it's not just to people, but it's to families. You can identify key neighborhoods, key schools. You have kids, so you can embody the person that you're going to be talking to. You know what I mean? So that was kind of like my way of telling her, like, your niche shouldn't be like, I can sell a house to anybody. Well, we know that. But why don't you specialize in relocation? You already know how the companies work. You already know, or if you want to sell, because check it out, people that are coming here and reload, they're going to reload out too.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? The easier you transition them into a home here, the easier you can transition out of the home and into somewhere else. So I personally think your marketing should be specific. It should catch their attention. And I think he did do a good job with that.
Yes. And what other point that...
Well, I think one of the biggest ones, and I think this is where people just crumble and bury their head in the sand, is when your business is failing. When your business, in the movie, his business caught fire, his brick and mortar theater or whatever you want to call it, just burned to the ground.
And I think that he got some protests too, right?
Yeah, he had protests. He had, and he was like, people didn't like him. He would go to all these like wealthy events and stuff, for investors or whatever the case, and people were just like kind of snubbed at him because it's like, why would you, this is weird. Why would you do this? This is not sophisticated. So he had to overcome judgment. He had to overcome his business literally burning to the ground. And I remember in the movie, he just sat in a bar and it was like as if he wanted to give up. And then all of a sudden, he just was like, he just made the decision he wasn't going to give up. And he moved it to a tent, which was more cost savings for him.
Yes.
So it turned out better in the long run for him. He could take it as a traveling thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he can go to more places more frequently and doesn't need a brick and mortar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so that's the other thing too, is when you want to just crumble and die because your business is failing, what can you do to change it? Do you just give up the business? Maybe. Or do you create another business? You know, if you're an entrepreneur, you're an entrepreneur. You are going to make something work. And believe it or not, people fail a lot.
Yes.
But it's the ones who get back up and fight through that crisis. And he did that really, really well. And he overcame a lot of judgment, obstacles, protests, you know, all this stuff. And that's something that a lot of entrepreneurs are going to go through depending on their business.
One way or another. Yeah.
There's always something negative.
But you know, one thing that he didn't really take care of is his family.
Yeah, it was weird because he looked like he was a strong family man at the beginning. But
yes.
But
then
like
at the end, he kind of
sacrificed a little bit.
Yeah.
His family for his business. Yeah, I think though too, it is hard because sometimes you become so like laser focused on the end goal that it's kind of addicting a little bit because you're like, oh my gosh, like I got this opportunity. You're always going to have opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he balanced it
really well. Yeah.
To be honest, in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to speak to him after that, but in the movie, it didn't seem like he definitely prioritized his business. And I think as a business owner and a mom of 3 kids, like it is difficult, but I think with the right schedules and the right spouse.
The right spouse. How are you going to find the right spouse?
Well, you should have married them to begin with if you're starting with one right now. But I mean, your spouse should support you, right?
Yes, correctly.
And they should be able to give up, or they should be willing to make some sacrifices to help you get where you need to go. But you also have to remember your family in the end. Mm-hmm. And I think just having good boundaries and a good schedule, so everybody's on the same page, everybody knows where they need to be. You know, we're working on that. My husband and I, we're actually very spontaneous people. So a schedule for us is weird, but it's what we ultimately had to do so we can continue to love each other.
Especially this time right now, stay home, work safe.
Yeah. People blink too loud lately. No, I'm just kidding. No, but you know, just having a schedule and knowing like where and communicating and knowing where to go. But ultimately, your family is, well, for me, my family is what drives my entrepreneur and me wanting to have a successful business. I'm sure it is for others as well. So you just have to find a good balance and a good schedule that works for you. And I don't think he did that very well in the movie, but you know, maybe he figured it out later. I don't know.
So this is some of the takeaway that we got. So first is to fill in the gap, find the needs and fill in the gaps. Second is to, I guess, cultivate your team members, your employees, you know, and then how to come over, well, not overcome, but so crisis.
Overcome crisis
in your business. Take care of your family. That's the most important. That's why you're working hard for, you know, so take care of your family. And another thing is to work on your marketing. Know your avatar. Who's your avatar and target them.
Thank you for joining us today on Wise Up Biz Talk. If you enjoyed, please subscribe and leave a rating. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Wise Up Biz Talk. Please share our episodes on your business page with friends and family so they too can wise up. Always a business lesson in everything. See you on the next episode.